Time of the year is a no. For me, just full stop. I don't see how it works. I'm all for getting football to all four corners of the globe. I've been in Qatar for 6 weeks doing a rehabilitation for an injury, so only a couple of years ago, so I could see the potential, I could see the work that was going on. So from that point of view, it's a good thing. The timing of it, it just doesn't sit. I don't know how you can physically do that. You know, when I was over there a couple of years ago, they were saying it wasn't going to be a problem having it in June and July with the temperatures. It was the air-conditioned stadiums. I went to one game where the game was air-conditioned and the players seemed to be playing in relative ease. Admittedly, a lot of them were local players and very much more used to that type of environment. But I still had my doubts at the time.
Still had your doubts at the time. How about the point that Keith raised there, that FIFA are on a mission to take football to all corners of the globe, and if they're going to take it to that area, temperatures and playing it at different times of year will always be a factor. It's a price you had to pay in order to spread the word of football.
Of course, and I think we're all for the game going, like you said, all around the world. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't mentioned when the bids were being put in that it would have to be played in the winter. I think if it was, there may not have been.
But they knew about the temperatures thing.
They did, but
it's been quite hot for quite a while.
They still say that they could technically play it in June and July with air-conditioned stadiums, but it is a bit of a mess, and you just wonder how the European leagues are going to react to this, whether they are going to be favourable or whether there is going to be a bit of a backlash.
So you don't see it as a price worth paying?
I do, because I think it would be great for it to go all around the world, and I think it can be done. It's just a lot of organisation that will need to go on with the European leagues as to how it fits, probably over a 4 or 5 year period, as to how that would fit in.
Finally, on this World Cup, quite often we hear when Irish players get to a tournament because they've played a hard Premier League season, that they're tired, they're exhausted, whereas teams who have midwinter breaks are fresher and therefore compete better. Would this in some way help English, Irish, Scottish players if they qualify, Welsh players, Northern Ireland players?
Yeah, quite possibly. I think it's one thing that's been thrown at national teams for quite some time now, that we are tired towards the end of the season, but this one would give us an opportunity to see what would work mid-season and playing it halfway through our season, or what way the season would work before that, whether we play catch-up or start a little bit earlier or later the following season. So, yeah, I would certainly be up for it and have a look at that.